Hey guys, my name is Angelia and welcome back to my channel and, ooh, excuse the noise, welcome to another speed build. I've been kind of sitting on this build for a few weeks to months at this point. It's supposed to be a collab and Scott is going to do the interior, so I'm doing the exterior. Life has just been crazy for us, so we haven't quite had time to have him sit down and actually record him doing his portion of the build. Because I've been in and out of the dentist. I have another dentist appointment coming up because my teeth are terrible. You know, we are planning our wedding and there's a lot of family stuff going on. We're probably going to be experiencing a loss at some point in the near future. But yeah, so life has been crazy and I don't know what else to say about that, but I'm very proud of the way this house looks on the outside. You are going to see me switching a lot. And what I mean by that is I'm realizing that's not making sense. I'm going to put this onto a different lot because I decided that this lot wasn't, like, it just didn't fit. I tend to build on bigger lots and then I move to smaller lots later on, just so I know how much room I need and, you know, all that fun stuff, just in case you do need more room that I don't have to swap, but I end up swapping lots anyway, because I'm terrible at predicting how big a lot's actually going to be. So this is more of a modern build, I would say. I think it came out really nice. You're seeing me kind of messing around. I was working off of pictures for this one, actually that my chat on Twitch had picked out, and I was kind of struggling to get the shape here, as you can see. I don't remember if I got the shape off camera, just by messing around for like an hour or whatever, or if I actually did it here. I don't quite remember. But I am very proud of the way that this house came out, eventually, once we get there, because we're definitely not there right now. I'm just like watching this going, oh no, what did I do? But yeah, so I wanted to go for more of a modern feel, and then in like the garden in the backyard, it turned out to be more of a fairy tale feel. Listen. My views and my ideas change as I'm building, because I'm one of those people that's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I can't resist having fairy lights everywhere. So if you see a lot of fairy lights, that's probably why. Yeah, so that where that window is, it was actually supposed to be kind of, I think you saw me building it a little bit like a few seconds ago. It's supposed to be kind of inset, and I decided not to do that because what works in real life doesn't necessarily work in The Sims. So I was like, you know what? I need to stop forcing myself to go by the picture. Let's use the picture as inspiration instead. So that's kind of what we did. So you're seeing me just kind of working through trying to get this to work. My mother is texting me. There we go. She's asking me what time my dentist appointment is. I don't have one today. My throat has been crazy. I don't know about you guys, but like summer and spring is hitting hard, and here our spring is basically summer. Like it's 100 degrees outside and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. If you didn't know, by the way, I live in Nevada and it's very, very warm here. I feel like I'm rambling a lot because I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, because again, things have just been hectic. There's no other word for it. We're just trying to get by day at this point. In between, you know, having to run back to our wedding venue and plan things, and then I'm trying to do things for the wedding and, you know, family stuff. We're going back and forth between Nevada and California lately, and my dentist, and it's been a lot. I also want to talk to you guys about Big Brother. I am still planning to do that. However, it's kind of on hold right now, only because one of my besties is actually giving me their old streaming PC, which is going to be infinitely newer than my PC, and my PC is kind of running like a slug lately. Also, here's where I'm moving the lot to a smaller one, because I didn't want to try to have to fill up all of that space. Like, we had so much leftover space, and I kind of wanted this to be a little more compact, and just kind of feel a little bit more cozy instead of having this huge, gigantic lot for no particular reason other than I have a huge, gigantic lot. So we did end up moving it. Now, I believe I built this in I built this in Tartosa because I thought this was like the perfect kind of romantic build. I don't know, and I love the lighting in this world, so there's that. Oh my goodness, I cannot text right now. Sorry, my mother is just like driving me nuts. Okay, anyway. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. I don't remember what else I was saying. Oh, Big Brother. So my friend is giving me his old streaming PC, and that's when I will do Big Brother. My computer has been acting up to where it's very laggy. It freezes quite a bit. I built this computer in late 2016, early 2017, so she's kind of on her last leg. I'm noticing some lag issues right now on my end, actually, of watching this playback back, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. So yeah, so once I get access to that PC and I transfer everything over, then we will be starting Big Brother. I just don't want it to be super laggy and unplayable for me, and then, you know, that kind of come off in recordings and all of that fun stuff, because unfortunately the lot is really big, and I'm kind of facing that right now with 100 Baby. I tried to load into it the other day, and it took me a good 5 to 10 minutes on a loading screen. Like, I thought for sure it was freezing and crashing. So, I'm kind of taking it easy on my PC, which is why you haven't been seeing videos, aside from us being busy. But it's why you definitely haven't been seeing any live streams on Twitch, because I'm trying to make sure my poor computer doesn't implode on itself until I'm able to get the new one. So, it's just kind of been me waiting right now. And it's not for anyone's fault, it's just, you know, she's an old gal now, and she doesn't want to be fast anymore, but I'm just worried that it's gonna, you know, crash my CPU or something, and I don't want that to happen before I get a new computer. Plus, I really need to back everything up to make sure I have everything specifically for my Sims. I'm not too pressed about anything else on my computer except for my Sims. I need to make sure we have that. So yeah, once I get that, we will be doing Big Brother. I just need to make sure I have a computer that can actually, you know, run that lot, because it is a 64 by 64. It's a huge lot. There's a lot going on it, and I don't want to chance, you know, it crashing because it freezes, and I'm just like, oh, crap. So that's the reason we're waiting. So if you do still want to submit your Sims, you can do so. I will link the video either in the cards above or down below. So you can still submit your Sims for Big Brother if you would like to. If you don't, that's fine too. Everyone's texting me right now. But yeah, so that's the story with Big Brother. I also got comments recently about my chapter series, which is interesting because it did pretty well when I first launched it, and then it just kind of stopped doing well, I guess. So I just kind of felt bummed out by that series, and was like, okay, no one really wants to watch this, but I actually got a comment recently that you're interested in it, so I might go back and revisit chapters at some point. I'm gonna have to go in and, like, do some makeovers probably before that happens, so I might do that on my off time and everything, but yeah, so there's a chance that we could actually continue that, and I'm actually pretty excited about it, because I haven't thought about those characters in a while, but those characters mean so much to me that I do really want to go back. So if you do end up seeing chapters sometime soon, you can thank the lovely person in the comments. I will put their name on the screen right here, because it just made me really happy to know that someone was actually, like, interested in chapters, and not just me, I guess, because it was kind of a very self-serving and almost, like, therapeutic series for me, because those characters really meant a lot to me. And I'm just gonna ramble about chapters right now. So those characters were actually part of a roleplay, which is kind of like collaborative writing. If you don't know what roleplay is, you know, apart from the stereotypical roleplay that adults think of. But no, this was writing roleplay, so you have your own character and you write back and forth with someone else who has a character, and they're writing their character. So it was a lot of fun, and my character was actually what did I name her? Is she still Juliet in this series? I don't know. But yeah, so it's just taking me back to that point in my life when I was doing that for years and having a blast with it. So it means quite a bit to me. So I definitely want to go and revisit that at some point. You might be seeing that again in the near future. Once all this, at least once like my dentist stuff clears up, because that's taking up so much of my time. I'm constantly at the stupid dentist. Like, any and everything that could go wrong did go wrong with my teeth. So, we're just piled under debt between the wedding and my teeth now, and I'm just like, what are we gonna do? But we're trying to not stress. He's not stressed. I'm stressed. I'm freaking out. But anyway, see, these are all my fairy lights. I'm a little bit obsessed with fairy lights. Like, I wish we had more of them that weren't, in by debug and whatnot. I wish they were just like base game items that they would just add in that had functionality to where you could change the light color and stuff like that. I'm hoping at some point they will add that, because that would be really cool and I'd be very happy. I would have fairy lights everywhere, more than I already do. Or like automatic fairy lights, that if you put down 2 trees and like you select them with something, that it would automatically fairy light from one to the other tree. That way you don't have to like resize and try to pick the perfect size tree like I was just doing, trying to make it fit. But so here we are doing the backyard. The backyard is kind of my favorite. It's beautiful, in my opinion. I really like landscaping now. So when I initially started, specifically with The Sims 4, I was really into the interior instead of the outside, because I found like the landscaping super hard. And then it's like a switch flipped for me, and now I really enjoy the landscaping more than doing the interior. So that's why usually in collabs now I do the exterior while someone else does the interior. Because I feel like interiors are just, I don't know, it's like the same thing every time, and I love playing with the plants and seeing what kind of like magical sort of atmospheres and environments I can create with that. So that's kind of what you're seeing me doing here. I tend to veer on a more whimsical fairy garden feeling when it comes to landscaping, I've noticed. I tend to do the same stuff every time, and I apologize. But I really like the way this came out. This is meant to be like a small family type home. It's a little modern home in Tartosa. It could, you start off with a couple, and then they have some kids and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the way this build turned out. I think I ended up messing with this pool quite a bit, if I remember correctly, because the pool was frustrating to me. I might have actually cut out where I was messing with it too much. But the porch has a lot of stuff on it too. I made sure that the porch was pretty livable. And this actually has like a cute little seating area that I added onto the porch, which I'm happy about. Also, I love those chairs that came with the wedding pack. They're freaking gorgeous, and no one can change my mind. I love them. So I was trying to put in like hedges and stuff over here. I wound up just using the fence. I do think I like load on, yeah, I'm about to put a bunch of plants. When in doubt, add more plants. Like, if you gotta fill a space, add plants. That's my philosophy, and it's worked for me so far. So that's what you're seeing me do here. It's just plant city. Again, I really enjoy landscaping as of late, so yeah. We only have like a little bit longer in this video, it looks like. I'm like trying to determine where we are. We have like 5-ish minutes left. But yeah, so I'm really happy with this build. I do believe it's on the gallery. I think it's on the gallery. So if you do want to download just the shell, you totally can. Just make sure that Move Objects is turned on prior to placing it, because there's a lot of Move Objects going around. At some point, I will force Scott to sit down and actually record him doing the inside of the house. That way we can put up the speed build for that. I'm curious to see what he does with it. He's had some questionable, building choices in the past. I'm really hoping he doesn't see this. He hasn't watched any of my videos since we closed the distance, because we live in the same area, and I don't like hearing the sound of my own voice, so I complain whenever he watches one of my videos. But listen, we were long distance. He would like stream himself playing The Sims so I could watch, and we could just hang out. And he had a fish wall, okay? He would go fishing and collect the fish and mount them, and he had an entire wall of fish, and it was weird and scary, and I didn't like it. Thankfully, he can't really do that here because he doesn't have an active sim that is going fishing, which I'm grateful for. Yeah. I've had to refurnish and, like, remodel quite a few of his houses for him. He'll be like, please help me. But I'm curious to see what he does, because he's never really had access to all of the packs he bought. He has quite a few on the PS4, because he played The Sims 4 on the PlayStation, because he didn't have a working computer, but now he sometimes plays on mine. So he's very excited, because he's never had access to, like, spa day and stuff, and he's been wanting to do stuff like that. I know he's actually been wanting to do his own builds on my channel, which I think would be kind of cool. Just have, like, a little Scott playlist of stuff that he has done. So we might do that at some point. So here I am doing the porch. I really wanted to add plants and greenery, because again, I'm really into plants right now. I don't particularly like real plants in my house because bugs, and I live in a very, very hot climate where you just end up getting swarmed by bugs, like, constantly. I had a, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name, a succulent in my room for a while, and I couldn't figure out why there were bugs swarming me every day. Yeah, it was the succulent, so he's no longer in my room. But yeah, I like them in theory. I like them from afar, and when they're fake in my house. If they're outside, cool. But we get so many bugs. We have scorpions. We've already had to annihilate a few scorpions in the house, so we just try to cut down on bugs, because scorpions are technically a predator, so they eat the other bugs, so we can't really have anything. Anyway, I'm adding some lights, which is what I usually do. I use move objects, and I just kind of hide the lights in the plants to make them illuminated, but so you don't see the light sticking out. I don't know why I do that or why I like doing it, but it makes sense to me. I think I tried to add a pond here. I don't know if it stayed or if I got rid of it. Again, it's been a while since I've actually looked at this build, because I built this a long time ago. It looks like I built this in early March, and it's now almost June. Yeah, so I did get rid of that pond. I liked the idea of putting the pond there, but in practice it just kept lowering the fence, and I thought that was weird. So I just decided to fill this corner with some whimsical stuff and make it cute. So that's what we did. Again, I'm really into the whimsical, and I think, like, especially with cottage living and now with the wedding pack, they really oomphed up that whimsical feeling, which makes me pretty happy. Especially as someone who really enjoys landscaping and kind of, you know, decorating the outside of the house, because I feel like that's just as important as the inside. I don't remember quite what I added over here. I know my idea was to keep this simple, and it didn't end up becoming too simple. I just kept adding more and more stuff. But I'm gonna let you guys go here. We'll set the rest of it to music. It's already set to music, but whatever. Because we're almost through the end of this build. I will put some screenshots at the end of the video. I think I still have some, so I will put those at the end of the video. Again, I will link the Big Brother casting call video in case you do want to make a sim for the Big Brother series when that comes about. Again, right now I'm just kind of in a waiting game because my PC does not run the best anymore, and I don't want to push it too hard. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching if you actually made it to the end of my incessant rambling. I hope you guys have a magical day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!